Welcome to another interesting day on planet Earth. And today I wanted to talk about a very interesting topic called judgment and forgiveness, because there has been so much written about it over eons of time. And it's something that we're going to dive into more in our upcoming masterclass. And already I've had emails from people, and it's certainly stimulated some thinking. So we can be forgiven for judging everything in our outer reality, because we've been taught to judge things, right from when we were in school. There was a certain way to behave, and you got from a teacher a gold star if you behaved in a certain way. But if you didn't behave in that, then you were sort of let know that you weren't fitting to the norm, that you haven't been living up to what everybody expects. And everything that happens for us is based on how we judge things. And so it's the foundations that we've had, it's our parents, how we've grown up within our family, it's our belief systems, it's certainly the control systems that have programmed us to judge things as good and bad. And not just that, we also judge ourselves. In fact, I meet some people from all over the world who sort of are very harsh critics. They've got their own personal flogging whip that they give themselves because they judge themselves as not behaving or doing things as they should. But here's the thing, we have a beautiful creator, God, source energy that doesn't look at us and think, gosh, you haven't done the right thing or you haven't done the wrong thing, and then in a book then crosses you out so that at the end of your life gets out the book and says, yes, you've got more crosses than ticks, you're off to a certain destination, you're off to hell or off to heaven. That's the organized religion that has sort of told you, if you don't behave a certain way, then you're going to end up as that. And that's, as I said, just part of the conditioning. So when God, creator, source energy, whatever it is for you, looks at you, it doesn't see a broken person. That divine being, that source of energy, that source of divine light that we have, actually sees you as whole. It's only us that break ourselves down and judge ourselves. And we also judge the world. So often when we're judging other people in the that are around us, especially mirroring some of the things that trigger us, we're pointing the finger at them and forget that there's three pointing back at us. So what happens is anything that's unresolved within us is now projected into the outer world, and you're destined to face it. You're going to have people and situations that are going to mirror your stuff and say, yes, this is causing me pain. I'm pointing at you. And when we have to turn around and look at ourselves and think, okay, those are the things within us, that's when we start to feel very triggered. And it takes a certain type of person or a certain type of consciousness to actually understand what's happening. And when you start to see how the creator plays, when you get to see that there is no judgment on things, everything is happening because our soul's projecting our reality in front of us for us to evolve, then you start to come to a real inner peace within inside you. In the quantum physics, it's like you're in 0 point. And the other thing I wanted to mention about forgiveness, because often when through different teachings where they talk about, to forgive somebody, and especially once again, I'll bring up organized religion because they talk about forgiveness. As soon as you want to forgive somebody, you've already judged them as wrong, and you have them down in the pit, and you have you in a pedestal with your righteous forgiveness wand and wanting to wave forgiveness over other people. In fact, there's nothing to forgive. I just wanted to say that again. There's nothing to forgive. That is saying that your soul and creator are orchestrating your whole reality to give you a hard time. And that's not true. Your life, in fact, is working for you and not against you. And when you can stand back from the drama that might be playing around you or anything that you feel triggered for inside of you, it's like, how is this situation benefiting me? What am I having to find deep inside of me that I may have not discovered if I was getting everything that I thought I wanted? Who are you having to become because of what's happening in your outer world? So when you can step back and view that, then you start to see and perceive the world in a whole different way, even for what is happening on the planet at the moment. This is an evolution of humanity, an evolution of consciousness that can't stop. But if they jumped on the television and started to tell you some of the truths that we've been lied about for 26,000 years, people just wouldn't believe it. And so you have to show people, they have to come to it themselves to realize. So that's why they call Earth a school, because we're evolving our understanding and our perception of how this world is orchestrated, how the Creator works through us, and how it creates the reality to help us. And believe it or not, there are many, many thousands and millions of souls that want to be on this earth plane who have actually left. So I wanted to leave that with you to think about, and we like critical thinking in these times. Have a think about, what are you judging and what do you deem to forgive? Because there's nothing to forgive if you start to understand how our soul, Creator, and our reality is orchestrated. And that's what we teach in Grubber Voice Teachings. He shows how the Creator works in our reality, the absolute essence of creation that's everywhere. So we make it really real because we have to apply. We here on earth, we're not in the spiritual realms all the time. So we have to make it really real so that you understand, okay, this is how it's created. This is how the Creator works. This is how my soul organizes things. And me as soul in this human organism that is in fact the temple of my soul, I start to understand when my body gives me feedback. I start to understand when the outer world gives me feedback. And what that does is bring you in a place of real harmony within your heart and starts to collapse those lopsided perceptions of our world that we exist in now. So I just want to leave that with, I'm really interested if that challenges you or any comments you have, you can drop it in the comments. So have a great day, everyone, and just be careful what you judge.